What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here with the second review for American Horror Story NYC, Season 11, Episode 2. The episode is titled, Thank You for Your Services. So, before we just go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys are not subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, thumbsing up the video, and with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss episode 2 of American Horror Story NYC. Alright, you guys, so you guys remember in the last episode, Gino went to that bar, took the drink, got drugged, and somebody kidnapped him, right? Well, we see Gino, and Gino is being tortured. I was like, oh my god, what a way to open up the episode, right? So I don't know if they were I don't know what they're doing with Gino. I'm just kind of confused, right? But it's obvious that so when I was watching this episode, in the first episode, like I said in my first review, it's kind of giving a little bit of Jeffrey Dahmer, just a little bit, because it's giving me that this is somebody who is hunting down gay men and, you know, doing terrible things to them, right? Sadomasochist, right? So the guy opens up Gino's shirt, right? So Gino has his tattoo now. I couldn't quite see what the tattoo is, but the guy was like, thank you for your services, a la Shawnee O'Neal. And he said that, you know, mind you, they were doing things to his hands and his fingernails. So they were sticking needles in him. I was like, oh my God. And if you don't know, I don't like needles. I hate needles. The only kind of needle that I can do is a needle to get a tattoo. As far as getting a shot, I'm a baby. So they basically drugged him again, and they told Gino that even if he goes to the cops, that the cops are not going to do anything. And unfortunately, that's the truth. Because you guys saw in the first episode that when Patrick went to his boss and was telling his boss that this is a pattern, but because it's only been 5 guys, that it's not a pattern. I'm like, 5 guys is one too many. So Gino, we see him and he's stumbling outside of a sex. So it looked like he's in a sex shop, right? So he passed out on the street. So then we see Sam. So Sam is meeting. He's at Hannah's office, right? So she's telling Sam that he has an amoeba, and that it's very rare. It's kind of like it sounds like it's an STD, right? So she tells him that there are, she tells him, no sexual activity, no this, no that, right? So then we see these 2 patients. They're out in the hallway. Actually, it's 3, right? So 2 of them were talking, and then this girl asked this man, what is he doing there? And he's like, that's HIPAA. I could sue you, right? So he went back to where Hannah was. So he has these rashes that are all over his body. And I'm wondering if these rashes go in conjunction with what Hannah found from the deer. We'll get into that as the season goes further. I'm pretty positive. So then we move over to Adam, right? So Adam went down to see Gino, and Gino is, still reeling from being kidnapped and tortured, right? So he's telling the story about what happened to him to Adam. So we also find out that he went to the cops and told the cops, but the cops didn't give a shit, right? So Gino also tells Adam, like, more than likely your friend Sully, he ain't with us no more. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna create a hotline of sorts so that people can call in with things that happen to them. But again, this is 1981, so we don't have cell phones, so it's payphones, literally payphones that you got to go to, right? So let's pause here and let's move forward. So we see Fran. So Fran and her homegirls, they once again went down to Gino's place of business, right? And they're once again going off on Gino about the fact that Gino was talking more about what's happening to gay men and not what's happening to lesbians, right? So Gino says, you know what, if you ladies want to write some shit, you sit there, and you sit there. Like, go to your heart's content, right? So then we see the cops. The cops are being disgusting pigs, right? So they found Adam, and they're going off, they're berating Adam about him talking to Gino, right? Once again, they're calling him all kind of F words, and they're just being the most derogatory. They're saying F word, calling him a cocksucker. It's just like, do y'all want y'all dick sucked by him? Like, I always find that it's interesting when it comes to so-called straight men, right? I always find straight men that, always want to say the most derogatory and negative things to gay men. I'm like, do you want to be with, are you closeted yourself, right? Because I always find that the men that always say, oh, this nigga's gay, you like dick in your ass, you like dick in your mouth, you like dick this, dick. I'm like, do you like dick? Do you want your dick in his mouth? Do you want your dick in his ass? Like, why do y'all, like, I never understand a straight man who is so obsessed with what gay men do. It's like, do you want some dick? Do you want him to take your dick? Do you want him to suck your dick? Do you want, like, what do you want? And that's what it's giving me with these cops, that they are low-key in the closet they damn selves, right? So they're mad at Adam because they feel like Adam is making them look inadequate, inept. Well, shit, if y'all ain't doing nothing and these men are telling you that their friends are coming up missing and you ain't doing shit, you're not doing your job. They're talking about you making the NYPD look bad, right? Okay. And even Patrick's so closeted his ass is there, right? So one of the cops slapped the shit out of Adam. So they put Adam in a cell, right? And Patrick went down to his cell where he was and gave him an RC Cola, right? And he told him that if he sees anything, you still have my card, call me directly. What? Huh? Nigga, nah. Go away, Patrick. Go away. So let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. So next up, we see Barbara. Hold on, you guys. One of my friends is texting me. Actually, two of my friends have texted me. I'm gonna text them in just a minute. So, Barbara met up with Patrick, right? You guys remember in the last episode I told you that Patrick was asking, what's his name? Gino, about the things with the handkerchiefs, right? Come to find out, Patrick knows about the handkerchiefs because Patrick had a stash his damn self, right? And that's when Barbara was like, if he lied to you, if he lied to me, he can lie to you as easily, right? And I'm like, exactly. So then we see one of Adam's friends, right, came and picked him up and tells him about this party that he wants him to go to with him. So we're going to see that. So then we see Gino and Patrick, they're having dinner. And, he's telling him how the police looked. So Gino is telling Patrick how the cops treated him and reacted to him when he went and told them about the person who drugged him, kidnapped him, and did things to him with his nails, right? With the needles, right? But the cops don't believe him. It's the homophobia. That's really all it is just a blatant homophobia. And like I said a few minutes ago, I feel like it might be a bit of internalized homophobia because some of those cops definitely give me that they probably frequent those bathhouses and shit like that, right? So Gino told Patrick that the person that kidnapped him, and he said that if he went to the cops, they wouldn't believe him. Look at here. They don't believe him, right? Poor Patrick, right? So Patrick and Gino have decided that they're going to go to this leather party, right? So they go to the party, right? And then this guy comes up to Patrick and is hitting on Patrick. And Patrick was like, nah, dude, I ain't interested, right? So the dude was like, man, you, right? So he went down to the other end of the bar, and the bartender comes up and gives him a drink. Here we go once again with y'all accepting these damn drinks from people that y'all don't know. Absolutely not gonna happen. I'm just not gonna take no. I'm like, thank you, but no thank you, right? Because, the guy at the bar wanted to send you a drink, but send it back to him. Hell to the no. So the dude drank the drink, right? And then we hear this voice talking to him later, right? So he's asking what the drink was. So the drink is a Mai Tai, right? And the guy's telling him about the Mai Tai. And then he has a little knife in his hand and he just pops him right in the neck. And I was like, whoa, you did that in the open. Like, I get it's a dark club, but damn. I was shooketh. Like, girl, I was shooketh. Whew. Mm-mm. So, I did leave something out, you guys. I actually think I got ahead of myself. Yeah, I got ahead of myself. I got ahead of myself. So I'm gonna pause here and backtrack to where I got lost at, right? So you guys, there were two guys that there was another guy at the bar, right? And this guy, he left the bar, right? At one point, he went outside to a payphone. The payphone was ringing. This dude answered the payphone. I'm like, say what now? So when he answered the payphone, we see Adam. I'll talk about him in just a. Well, no, he answered the payphone, and then this strange voice on the payphone invited him somewhere, and this fool is gonna go to where this payphone voice invited him to. Absolutely not, right? So Adam and Morris, that's his friend, right? The one that came over to get him, right? I'm not quite sure what kind of party that was that they went to because it was very interesting. Not quite sure, right? So this one guy points to Adam, the guy who's like emceeing it, right? He kept saying what that woman said on the train, that something is coming for him. Something is coming for him. Baby, I would have got out of there just like he did, right? But he ran into Theo. So when he bumps into Theo, him and Theo were talking. He was like, damn, ain't you in a relationship and you with another guy? Yep. Polyamory in the 80s and 90s before it was a thing, right? So I've already talked about Patrick and Gino, right? So then we see Hannah. So Hannah is documenting her findings, right? So she got a phone call, and the phone call was from Sandra Bernhardt's character, whose name is Fran. So she tells her to meet her somewhere, right? Now, I don't know if... So here's the interesting thing, right? So Fran went to go meet... not Fran, but Hannah went to go meet Fran, right? And it's at the place... It's at the same place where Sully and Adam went in the previous episode when Sully came up missing, right? And I don't know if Hannah is supposed to be a trans woman or what. I haven't figured that part out, right? But Hannah saw the Leatherface man and she screamed, but then she ran into Fran. So Fran is telling her she knows what's going on and that it's the U.S. government that's behind this, right? I was like, okay, the U.S. government. Very interesting, right? So, let's pause here and wrap up this episode, you guys. So, the end of the episode. Now, remember, you guys, I told you about the guy who answered the payphone, right? Remember, I told you he was invited somewhere, and it was just very odd that this guy... So, you answer a payphone that's just randomly ringing. The guy knew exactly where you were, that you were at a gay bar, a leather bar. And I was thinking to myself, how does he know where he's at? But I had to remember, back in the 90s, payphones, just like when it comes to cell phones, payphones have an actual phone number. So if you know where the payphone is, because the payphones used to have the phone numbers on top of them, they used to have the numbers like inscribed into them. So I'm pretty sure that this person who was on the other end of that payphone knew that payphone by heart because he knew exactly where he was. So come to find out that the person that was on that payphone was Stu. So then, not Stu, the guy's name is Stu, but it was Sam. So Sam, I don't know what the hell. I told you guys Sam is a predator, right? So Sam, I think this man got something around his neck and he's in a cage. I was like, oh my God, Sam gotta go. So then we see Patrick and his boss, right? Once again, Patrick's boss keep dropping the F word. I'm like, sir, are you a closeted gay man? Because that's all you giving me is that you are a closeted gay man, right? So, come to find out, they found something this time. They got a bunch of hands on meat hangers. I was like, oh God, what is going on here? But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about episode 2 of American Horror Story NYC. And we will be on time this week with American Horror Story. Sorry that this video is super duper late. Like I said, I didn't know about it. I didn't know about American Horror Story until Friday, actually. So I watched it yesterday and I'm doing the reviews today. But subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.